getting his
Oh,
dice.
hang on, I'm gonna turn my camera off so I don't do that old man Travis thing.
It's funny to me because Xavier's just sitting so perfectly still that I can't tell if he's like frozen or just sitting perfectly still most of the time.
I believe that's come up in stream before. Where
Yep.
Xavier frozen? No,
Nope.
no, just
He's
here.
just sitting very still.
I
And
don't exist.
It's worse
in
with the
reality.
sunglasses
It's just
because we can't even see your eyes flicking back and forth. We just see you just sitting.
Sir,
Chilling.
please do not perceive me.
Yeah, I don't want to. I wish not.
He
to be
truly is
perceived.
embodying that moment where Drax is like, I have mastered the art of standing so,
So
still
still.
that I am invisible.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Well, hello
What a guy.
everyone. I'm gonna keep the announcement short and sweet because I want to get into this. I've been planning non-stop for several days now, and I am just ready to go. Just ready to do it. So, as far as announcements and such go, all the normal stuff. Thank you for being here or watching the VODs for Sharn Nights, and for people who were there first times over Driftchapel this past Friday. It was amazing. Met a new character. They finally made it back to Driftchapel after spending half the campaign not in Driftchapel. That'd be like us playing this campaign called Sharn Nights, and under the impression it's going to be taking place in Sharn, and then you guys say, let's go up the river to Rote for a little while and not be in Sharn.
Oh, it sounds like you just named it poorly. That's on you.
I didn't name it. So yes, that campaign is still on its way, but not too much longer now. It will be wrapping up, and same with this one. It's one of the last sessions, depending on how far they get tonight. As far as non-stream stuff goes, check out my Patreon, where I post some D&D content stuff, things like magical items, monsters, and oh boy, what else do I make, guys? It's
Nonsense.
spells,
Whimsies and wonders.
whimsies and wonders. Sometimes subclasses if I have the time, which I now have the time.
Sometimes you can pay Logan to his Patreon to whisper sweet nothings in your ear.
Well,
Yeah.
it's kind
Check
of.
out his Vimeo.
Is that what it's called? Vimeo?
No, it's called
Yeah.
Cameo. That's what you're
Cameo,
saying. When you can
yeah.
pay people to say things.
Well, I don't do that, but I will
Check out
make
his,
things for
You could.
Check out Logan's Crackle.com special.
Check out Logan's ability to DM for you 12 months ago. I don't know if he's still doing it, but he was able to do it forever ago. I don't know.
Yeah, that's ceased since then, I think.
Oh.
But no. Recently,
Perhaps.
this past week, I revealed the set of projects I'm going to be working on, the Sharn Nights detective serials. Essentially, things from this campaign that we've done, things in this campaign we haven't done, I will be turning into little sandbox detective adventures to post on the DM's Guild. For example, the one I'm doing now, I actually playtested several months ago and had to put it on the back burner. But it involves our favorite halfling, Iago de Galanda, who has now since been killed by the house killer.
Rip.
Pour one out for Iago.
I don't
But-
think I will.
He was a nice guy. He's not as nice in this adventure though. But you'll be able to see that and some sneak previews for that on my Patreon. And on top of that, Dad Magazine. I'm finishing up with that first draft this week, so I'll be posting the first round of the first blueprint and architect this week. Loads
Is Dad
of fun.
Magazine like a picture of just different people we know having dad bods?
Yeah.
Way ahead of you.
Ye-
Cool.
For a moment before I remembered I had seen like you post about this and that Dad was an acronym, I was just like, is Logan cranking out some Bob content?
Some Bob content. Speaking of Bob content, we'll be doing some one-shots here in the very near future now that Sharn Nights is wrapping up. However, I am exploring the legal side of doing Sharn Nights one-shots and making them Patreon exclusive, so those may just be a live stream with VODs posted on YouTube, so that way I don't get in trouble legally.
Can you get in trouble for that?
That's
Yes,
How?
because
Oh,
it is
no.
not my setting.
Oh.
And so if I put
Oh.
it if I
Gotcha, okay.
put it behind a paywall, I could get in trouble.
Okay, understand.
So,
understand.
yes, that is why.
I was curious of what you meant. Now I understand.
Which also means I'm going to be doing a little more research about whether or not our old Sharn Nights After Dark videos are technically breaking that policy. So those may also become available. I'll probably make them available anyway, just for funsies when the campaign's over. But yeah. Let's see. God, I think that's about it. I really, my brain has just been so involved in prepping for this session that I really can't think of much else.
Oh, I put a 1. Shit.
And thank you for all the gift subs, Jacob. You're helping keep the lights on. You're my sugar daddy.
That's the least I could do for you, pal.
My Twitch daddy.
I'll real mensch this guy.
Let's see here. So first things first, we're going to do a RP warm-up. Who was the last one to go?
I want to say Travis?
I have Travis checked off. So Travis, pick Jacob, Xavier, Allen, or... Oh, he's not here.
I am right here.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean?
Jacob, pick either Jacob, Xavier, Allen, or Austin to do an RP warm-up.
Let's go with Alan.
Allen, roll a
Hey.
d20. Nope, don't roll a
Allen.
d20 for me. Instead, roll a d...
I refuse to roll.
Oh, okay.
No.
Why are you playing D&D?
roll a d10 for me.
D10. 90. We're 9. Yeah.
What is Killian's pet peeve?
His pet peeve?
His pet peeve.
Fun. He hates it.
Killian's pet peeve.
Like what just grinds his gears? Actually think about this one.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just remember like a couple weeks ago I'd asked like what Killian's favorite like snack or something was, and you just like popped out with like chocolate covered bird seed, and I was like, what the fuck?
Sean Delicate.
It's not like a big deal. Chicken.
Just as a concept?
Yeah, could you elaborate a little bit?
What do you,
Because
your,
like,
your pet peeve is chicken.
because people eat it,
Yeah, I got you.
and like,
What if
it's like, you know, he's a minority, so it's not like, you know, it's not like, you know, everybody would be upset by this, and like, you know, chicken tastes good or whatever, you know, but like it's still kind of like, you know,
what
it's
about
like if we
eggs? What about eggs?
yeah. I mean, also just like, his eggs are in everything, right?
Basically.
Bakeries.
Yeah.
Even the spaghetti he ate probably had some egg in it.
Yeah,
Egg
some
noodles.
carbonara. Yeah.
Yeah. And so far, it's like, I feel like there aren't enough, like, there isn't enough of an Aarakocra presence in the city for, you know, people to like go up and be like, hey, let's find some, like, you know, avianless alternatives.
I'm confused. Does he think that like, are they the same? They're not the same species though.
Are they evolutionarily
it's like a-
related? That brings up some really difficult
I don't
questions
know.
about this world.
Have we, has Sharn got a good science department?
Yeah.
Wait,
See, this is the thing, though. They don't have to be. This is just Killian's belief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, okay, but like
He did his
there's-
research on Facebook.
Okay,
It's just
all
that,
right,
you
yeah.
know, they got chicken legs.
I
Killian's
don't
got
feel
legs.
like that's. I'm really.
It's not an exact science, but it is a science.
I don't think
It's
it
something-
is.
Travis,
like
you're gonna tell the Birdman what he's allowed to be offended by.
Yes, I am. I think
Oh my
think
gosh,
Oleg the
this guy.
artificer
It's like-
would be
it's
very
like-
much like this is science, bro.
It's like
what
if
do
you
you
saw
classic
somebody,
majority move.
or it's like if you saw somebody like punch a monkey or something. You know, there's a part of it that's just like, you know, like a slight camaraderie.
What?
No.
All right, moving on.
That's
We're
a
done.
no. That's a no for me. That's a no for me. Well,
Book closed.
I'm no with that
That
one.
was more than I could ever hope for.
Yeah, that was
Alan, this is what you get for going off the script.
I don't like it. What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Never
we
mind.
should just continue.
Mhm.
Have you seen Killian eat chicken
I don't think that we've role
or
played.
turkey?
I don't.
I imagine a flashback moment is cute of you guys sitting in the ramen shop like the day before, and Sleepy Killian, unawares, got something that was chicken broth based, and slurped it up. And then he
I
went to
would
sleep
imagine-
that night, and it haunts him.
Absent-mindedly eating the egg slices.
Yeah.
I would imagine after a series of seeing him slurp down loose spaghetti and coffee grounds, we've all kind of learned to look away, to avert our eyes.
That's that. I feel like that is most definitely accurate.
Yeah, we're in agreement.
Yeah.
We're in agreement. Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
say the spaghetti thing, because you know it's like some vegetarians don't know that there's like meat in like Bojangles fry spice, right?
Oh,
They'll still
yeah.
eat that
Is there?
kind of thing. Yeah.
That's
I'm
not
pretty sure.
surprising.
Wait, what?
And there's
some
also
kind of
meat in the
meat product.
gravy, like meat chunks.
I'm
Yeah, that's how you make gravy.
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
But in the spice?
Yeah, like the
Okay.
French fry spice. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it may not be vegetarian. It may not be like there might be like something in there that's meat based. I don't know if it'd be
Some
like
ground hoof.
Yeah.
Ooh.
or
My-
salt.
My best friend back in high school, she went to be a vegetarian again after we watched Super Size Me in health class,
Mhm.
and
Watch that shit in health class.
Oh, we did too.
yeah.
Yeah, we did.
What the fuck?
We didn't
And
watch
then
it in
like
our
I
house.
remember like the next day, because I'd always like bring in like some food at the bus stop, and sometimes like she'd take a nibble, and I had like a little chicken sandwich with me that morning, because I really wanted chicken, right? Unlike Killian, and
As we
she like
we've
took a
established.
bite out of it, and then we just kind of like look at each other like wide-eyed, realizing like she was trying to be vegetarian, and she just ate like a massive bite of my chicken sandwich. That's it. That's the story.
I was wondering.
That was great.
I'm happy that Logan was like, we need to make sure that we're starting. And all of us were like, this is not.
Well, see, it would have been fine because then right now it would be like 7:45. But because we started late, it's 8 o'clock now.
Okay.
So, thank you, Alan, for that.
Yeah, anytime.
And does anyone want to? What does this nose go? Does anyone want to take the lead on a recap?
No, Austin had something to say.
Oh,
I did. When somebody asked whether or not Aarakocra and like normal like just like typical avian wildlife are closely related, Aarakocra are native to the elemental plane of air, so probably not. Actually, I just figured I'd give you that
Yeah.
little tidbit.
that's fair.
It's
Yeah,
just-
Alan,
it's
you
an aesthetic
idiot.
resemblance. Okay.
Yeah, but like, he might not know about his heritage.
So,
All right, we have 10.
as
We have
well-
10 viewers. Let's continue.
so
on.
Dropping by the
theoretically, a human of the material plane could like willy-nilly eat like a Shadar Kai or something, because
Oh,
they
yeah.
originate from a different plane of existence, and they're not the same
That's not
species.
cannibalism. That's
Yeah.
true.
I have a question. How long is it gonna go? Can I get another vodka cranberry, or are we gonna talk about this for the next 10 minutes?
That seems kind of rude.
if
Actually,
you don't
want
want to do the recap, then yeah, you can go get a refill. Sure.
I'm good. I'm just,
All right.
It feels
I'm
very rude for you to ask. Actually, I've got to say.
I just
Who wants to do the recap?
I can do the recap.
Classic.
What's a
Yeah,
recap?
baby, bringing it full circle. Actually, no, keeping it 100% in line with every other week. Okay, so last week on Sharn Nights, Man, Cornelius finds our dear patron Rickon Greycastle unconscious on the ground, having seemingly overextended himself casting a spell. Aiding Rickon and in getting up from the floor and recovering from this, as Cornelius noticed that Rickon had a pendant from the esoteric order of Arion, indicating his either current or more likely past involvement with the order, or considering his disgraced status within the city. So, we all, in our own way, rest as in some capacity for the evening. Donovan receiving a shocking revelation as his boss showed up at his door to fire him, to which Donovan responded in a characteristic nonchalant manner of, just you wait.
Vaguely threatening.
Yes. Poring over the ledgers that we had retrieved from the heavily guarded and invisible lockbox in Ithranel's secret room, we determined that one of the columns, at least, had something to do with money. Reconvening together, Varian assisted Rickon in casting the spell Divination to ask the god Arion of the Esoteric Order of Arion, and what the second column means, to which Arion responds with a characteristically terse nature. Weakness. So, Cornelius having passed out at Rickon's place, I awoke him, and after a brief bout of 5 more minutes punctuated by the going off of a firearm, we reconvened, all meeting up back at Rickon's place to discuss. Rickon then gave us money to go out and get mani-pedis before the fateful aura that night. Killian spoke with Rickon about something. I don't know. I have it in my notes. We ran into Donovan's crazy sand-reading neighbor as we left the salon. And that's where we left off last time on Sharn Nights.
I think we had finished up with her. You guys got into your party attire, because you all kind of described what you wore, and then we were going to essentially pick up with you guys walking into the Aurora Gallery. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
And if you guys really want to get your minds blown, the last time you were in the Aurora Gallery was session 7. Live stream session 7. 30 sessions ago. Because we were on 37 tonight.
Didn't we go there for a party?
Yeah, that was that
the party?
Yep. 30 sessions
No
ago.
way.
Oh my god.
You're lying to me. You're crazy, bro.
In my notes, it is labeled as session 7.
I
Time
finally
is
get
an
to see all that
illusion.
Dal Gear shit.
Oh,
Right.
man.
Discovered a few things about Varian's uncle.
Yeah.
Which
Well-
you kept to yourself.
For like
Or-
25 sessions.
Yeah. I'd say closer to like 28, but yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Sorry, bud. Hey, at least you know Cornelius can keep a secret for a significant amount of time.
True. And I'll
Silver
keep that in
lining.
mind if we all don't die tonight.
Oh, jeez Louise. So, the Aurora Gallery, as sort of since it has been 30 sessions. The Aurora Gallery is a gallery of artwork and artifacts and other both historical and valuable objects from around the world and throughout time that have been put on display and collected by the Aurum, which is this elite group of collectors and typically wealthy individuals. Now, several months prior, these wealthy individuals were welcomed a basic nobody into their midst, Ithranel Adana. No money, no hardly written records about her, nothing. But they welcomed her with open arms. And that's kind of where you sort of bumped into her and spent time with her for the first time, really. And the Aurora Gallery also hosts the occasional auction, selling off any artifacts that they're taking out of rotation, things that are gathering dust, or things that they don't necessarily want to put on display, but they don't want to keep around. But also, the Aurum, who are wealthy individuals in their own right, will sometimes use the Aurora Gallery as a venue for events, and also as a place to patronize other people and other things. And that's what this is meant to be, the Aurum supporting Ithranel in her run in the political arena. The exterior of the Aurora Gallery is all this beautifully polished white brick. The main door that you walk up to is this deep reddish wood, double-doored, golden handles, and then the white bricks, as you get closer, some of them have little touches and flecks of gold in them. Not all of them, just every once in a while. They don't want to seem ostentatious.
Oh, of course.
But, if you recall from last time, the Aurora Gallery is 7 floors plus a rooftop garden, which is where they hold a lot of the, auctions and special events. Upon entering the Aurora Gallery, the main, sort of the heart of this tower is this atrium that shoots straight up through all the floors, all 7 floors, each one maybe 60 to 80 feet high, so then by the time you get to the top, everything's microscopic. All supported by these beautiful, beautiful marble columns, this marbled brick floor, these wood-paneled walls, which you remember from last time house some sort of built-in security systems, various automatons and homunculi that sort of serve the Aurora Gallery. But right now, it's in sort of its off hours, so to speak. It's not an Aurora Gallery event, it's just as a venue. And so when you walk in, it's a little bit different than the way you saw it last time. There are way more people here than the time before. Just on the first floor, when the double wooden doors swing open, you see several dozen people standing down here, all in varieties of party attire. You see a couple staff members walking around delivering drinks. There's a bar set up, which also was not here last time, there's this piano that's been set up in sort of the center of the hall on a rug with some performers with it. And so there's this light music playing, a beautiful woman singing along. And immediately, before you can fully take everything in, one of the staff members, this sort of young gentleman, human, kind of very delicately done hair, very nicely dressed, basically exactly like I am right now. He says, welcome, welcome. I assume you're here for Miss Adana's gala tonight. Is that correct?
You've got it.
Says, wonderful, wonderful. Well, you're free to roam as you wish. The bar is down here on the ground floor. And you see that kind of built in between 2 of the columns is this wooden bar that they've placed out there with some stools. At which point, Varian, you spot your uncle and his wife standing at the bar waiting for their drinks. Gestures over there and says you can get drinks there. Everything is on the house, however, anything you decide to tip for, pay for, or make donations for, that goes straight into Ithranel's political fund and will fuel her campaign. And he just gives a slight nod and then says, on the second floor, in the 2 gallery exhibits, there are long banquet tables set up with chairs for you to go, sit, have some food and dinner. Every other floor is just normal gallery, so you can still roam and view things at your pleasure. But besides that, it's an event of mingling, an event of drinking and having wonderful food. So if we need anything, just let anyone know. But otherwise, enjoy yourselves. as sort of a courtesy, what shall I get you all to start off with your drinks?
I'm good, thank you.
All right.
Perhaps a brandy and seltzer.
Wow, brandy and seltzer.
I was trying to think of what would be classy but understated. There we go.
Okay. I guess it'll be easier to say, besides Oleg, does anyone else not drink?
I ask Kara Mentonen what she wants.
She looks at you with kind of a slow blink. Well, I mean, you know as well as I do, I not really much wets the whistle, but maybe a glass of wine.
2 glasses of your finest wine, sir.
He nods.
You know what? Actually, give me the finest wine as well. That sounds delicious.
Just the stiff whiskey.
You got anything? And then I lean in and whisper, caffeinated.
Oh yeah. I'm a vodka Red Bull, please.
Red
Not
Bull
familiar
is
with
now
a
canon.
Red Bull. We could do a vodka haste for you.
Yeah, that's good.
Disgusted.
A rum and expeditious retreat is one of my favorites.
Actually, I'll have that. That sounds great.
Or a rum and jump.
I like rum and jump. That sounds funny.
Rum and jump. Shonen jump?
No. Get that weeb shit out of here.
All right, and then finally, Alan, do you want something alcoholic and caffeinated, or just a cup of coffee?
Alcoholic and caffeinated.
All right,
Fuck
so you
right.
get a vodka and haste as well. So the young gentleman gestures out to the rest of the ground floor of the sort of central atrium. And as you recall, there is sort of this ramp that goes around the exterior of sort of the tower. And wraps around, leads up to the second and higher floors. There's also an elevator, or a spell-evator, as Alan likes to say, that you can also take to any of the floors as well. But taking a moment to look around, there's several dozen people staying out here, so you imagine there's even more on all the higher floors. One of the first people you lay eyes on that catches your attention, you don't necessarily recognize them, but you recognize the cape that they are wearing that has this feathered pattern to it. Beneath it, they just have like on a simple gray doublet. They're kind of old and hunched a little bit. But 2 things stick out as they're standing here listening to this woman sing and her accompanist play the piano. He has a strange-looking animal on a leash. Kind of looks like an armadillo. A large armadillo. And then their hat is almost like a fez shape, where it's kind of has a sharp, flat edge up top. But sitting in it, and it takes a moment for you to piece together, it has a dog bed made into the cap. And sitting on top is a snow-white winged corgi that's just sitting there and, like, looking around. And
Is this like the definition of a Florida man?
Yes, definitely. And actually, Oleg, Mike, I think Oleg may have been the one that asked about it, but because of Oleg's whining and dining of the local drag-marked houses that he's done for years now, you recognize a member of the Gold Concord and elderly scion, elderly heir of House Vidalis, Olnos de Vidalis, an exotic animal trader. And if actually, probably Varian would be the most aware of it, but if Varian and Oleg could make me an Arcana or a Nature check. Probably a Nature check.
Can I do an Arcana instead? You said Arcana or Nature.
I'm gonna say
Like,
nature check.
damn it.
About determining what kind of creature this is.
Nature.
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 Okay.
That's pretty
Nat
neat.
1 for a 6.
That'd be a 16.
Yeah, Varian, you have no idea what that thing is. Looks like a sort of a steely light blue armadillo. Oleg, you recognize. Well, it's a boulette, but it's very small. So it's like a baby pup boulette. And you're looking at it and it's irritated. It's like scratching at the marble floor trying to burrow through. Like, but it's on a leash, so it can't really go anywhere.
Oh my goodness, I want it.
Walks over with shotgun, blast. Boy, my
Party has added pet bullet to inventory.
boulette.
Oh my god, both the corgi and the bullet. I'm just like, please. Hey, I'm
Wait,
totally gonna walk up to this dude. I don't know, like, Oleg's
this person
totally into
human?
Florida man.
Is what?
Is this person human?
Yeah.
You said Divilidalis,
Davidalis, the mark of handling.
and the first name was Udavadabada.
Ulnos, Ulnos. Ulnos.
I'm gonna walk up to Ulnos. You say I recognize them. Have I talked to them before, or is it kind of like you know who this person is because they are a Florida man?
Basically that.
Okay.
The Florida man part.
Oh my goodness, who's the person that I really like? Who has the cat and the body swapped?
That's
Rathel.
Rathel.
And that's the same
Same
house?
family. Yep, also Dragon Mark.
Cool. I'm gonna walk up to Ulnos and just say, "Hello, Ulnos. It is very nice to meet you. I know you're a family member. The person I just Rathel, and quite like them. And I love you. I just really wanted to come over to pet your pets."
He turns to you, has this like, saggy pale face, those kind of silvery old person eyes, and turns to you and just, nice to meet you as well. Yes, let's see, I called this one down here, points to the bullet, Mr. Burger.
Oh no! I say that out loud. Oh no! You're not going to
Mwah.
eat him, are you?
Beautiful.
Oh, no, he's not one for any kind of pets or anything. There's... Bullets are hard to tame. I'm trying out to...
I'm already reaching for him, trying to pet
Oh,
him.
no! And he immediately, snaps up like an alligator towards your hand.
And I do like a petting motion while he's biting my hand. Just
Yeah.
kind of like, hi, good pet.
But
Shaking it at the same time.
yeah, but then he reaches up and kind of grabs that corgi by the scruff and pushes him out of the hat, and it's literally this tiny miniature corgi with little feathery wings, and it just hovers in the air. He loves pets though. He'll never say no. Hey, Master Kundrak, it's been a while since I've actually seen you at any gatherings in Mithril Tower. Everything okay at home?
Yes, it's been busy with work and stuff. As what's their name? And I'm petting the corgi.
He says, well, what would you call him? I've just called him Ghost, but I'm not a fan of it. It's kind of white and eerie and spooky, but I'm not a fan yet. What would you name him?
That sounds so fine. I love Ghosty. That sounds so cute. And he's already just like, Ghosty.
Oleg is in the best mood he's been in weeks.
Yeah. The only time Oleg is truly happy is around animals. You've noticed he's just like, yeah.
It's like Oleg's got all these mind flayer stuff going on. He's like, nope, animals. It's like the show I was watching. Like the guy was freaking out. And they just handed him a little baby goat, and he just sat there with the goat, and he's just like, I'm good, and then pulls out a gun and goes nuts holding the goat. It's great.
Just a blood spattered Oleg softly petting a cat, just like, you calm all my demons.
Oleg is just like going nuts. I'm like, just like, yes. And he's like, do you have any toys or something? Actually, and he like pulls out some. I feel like Oleg probably has. No, I was thinking like he was playing with his beard really quick, and then he goes into his bag, and I feel like Oleg has probably invented some kind of like squeaky toy for like dogs, and he just carries them around just in case. And he brings it out, and he's like, he just like squeaks it. It kind of looks like a little mind flare, like it's knitted and whatnot.
Man, we're really seeing Oleg's soft side.
Yeah, we're all just standing there dumbfounded.
And he's like, "Oh yes, Gusti," and he like, and he squeaks it a couple times.
And Olnos points and he says, "Throw it up there," and just gestures upward in the atrium and just like tells you just to yeet it upward.
He just throws it,
and this little winged corgi flies straight up and catches it.
Okay. So how much for the dog? How much for the? Oh, also, what is actually the? This is amazing. What is the actual species?
Mostly just call them, winged corgis. We're not getting too creative nowadays. It's kind of a new addition to our creations. It's not necessarily for sale. We have not been.
Okay. Well, all right. So how often can I come visit? And you need people to interact with these animals so they are socialized. So how much for? I just want to come visit.
So in the meantime, as you're working out visitation rights with this winged corgi and your neighbor, in the meantime, the drinks make it over to you guys, and as you guys are kind of moving around and looking and keeping an eye out, Spike, Karam and Tonin, as you guys are walking around, just randomly goes, "Oh shit!"
What is it, dear?
My old boss is here. And she gestures across the hall, and you see, in this small group of people chatting, amid this group of nobles, there are two people bearing dragon-marked symbols. But the one that she points out has the Cannith crest on his on the breast of his doublet. It's kind of an older man, blown back salt and pepper hair, kind of a pointed, very like oiled beard. But she points and names him Merix de Cannith, who is the like top dog of House Cannith in the south, and also the son of Merix de Cannith Sr., the creator of Warforged.
And I'm assuming she told me already, but Logan.
Yeah.
How bad was this interaction between them two? Did she get fired? Was she let go? How did this go?
She just says that she dances around for a minute, but eventually she says, eventually the Arum just offered me more money. I was doing the same thing for him, going out to the Mournland and scavenging up whatever I could, but just couldn't pay me enough. And the Arum wanted to do the same thing, and they could pay me a little bit more. And I felt a little weird ever bumping into him, and anyone from House Cannith for that matter.
Kara, darling, there's no reason to feel weird about that. If someone offered you a better pay, then you have each and every right to take it. do not feel bad because you left the company. A company will replace you in a second. They don't care about you. And I don't mean that in a mean way towards you. You are lovely. You're the light of my life. However, companies are evil machines that do not care for any individual, no matter how much they say that they do. And if they do say that while you're here, your family, those are the worst. Stay away from them.
Are you talking about Olive Garden?
If those, if that man gives you any problems, just let me know. I'm not him, but
I don't think he'll give me problems. This might be a little awkward. I will say he's very he's in the Warforged camp as far as any kind of concerns go. He's an advocate for Warforged. I mean, half of those bars that are Warforged only are partially funded by him. But that also means sometimes he can be a little. He'll kind of point you out and sometimes get your attention purposely because you're a Warforged. So he may come say hi if he sees us and talk to you about your life.
cares more about the fact that we're Warforged and the fact that we're people. Wonderful.
Yeah.
If you ever need an out, just say the word papaya.
How exotic.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I've been rewatching Modern Family recently. And I'm getting some like Clive Bixby vibes from Spike at this gala of like, hey there, name's Clive Bixby. How you doing tonight? Like,
a little bit of that, yeah. He's trying hard to not fall into another character, but ever so slightly slipping into one.
Yeah.
As the night goes on.
Because he's wearing like a nice little suit, like he's in a new little environment here. And then finally, however awkward it may be, when Varian's uncle Baron and his wife get their drinks and they turn and make eye contact with Varian, there's just a nod and an awkward two-fingered wave while they hold the glass in the same hand.
I reciprocate with the appropriate level of respect and awkwardness.
And then they turn and start talking to one another.
Nailed it.
Doing great, kid.
Thanks. What's my uncle's wife? What's her name? I don't think we've ever established that.
It's probably I established it offhandedly a million years ago, and then that was the last time it was ever talked. So let's go with Francesca.
Francesca. Okay. And did she come from another Dragonmarked house?
She would have not from another Dragonmarked house. She just would have been just another half elf.
Okay.
But with that, is there anything in particular you want to do, or I can keep describing some of the other people that might catch your eye?
Well, I'm definitely keeping an eye on Oleg, just because I know there's an abundance of Dale Kier tech here that he wants to get his hands on, but it seems like he's occupied with something that is innocuous and perhaps good for him, so I'll leave that be.
I want to keep an eye out for the Order of the Alley.
Okay.
That is a good point.
I'm going to keep an eye out for when people stop looking after me playing with animals.
Jesus.
Well, the question remains, have we seen this before and it's just like, oh, that's just Oleg being Oleg? Or are we all blindsided by this and we're just like
Is Oleg the type
baffled.
of person that whenever you're like walking around town or flying like in your sky coach, that you're randomly like, "Ooh, look at that dog," and then, like, point at
Oh,
you?
100% Oleg is like, oh, look at
Ooh,
that
look at
dog.
that dog.
Definitely one of those people who, those people who like talk to your dog before they talk to you.
Oleg's
Yes,
that.
I'm one of those.
Yeah, definitely one of those people, and definitely like anytime you've ever seen a stray cat, Oleg immediately goes to the stray cat.
He uses like the
Yeah.
same greeting he would with any other person.
Hey,
you know, of
If we were
introducing-
driving through the Breelish countryside and we saw a bunch of cows grazing, Oleg would go, cow.
Basically.
Okay, good.
cow.
Getting a fuller picture.
So if you're wanting to keep an eye out for any potentially suspicious Order of the Alley stuff, go ahead and give me either an insight or perception check. Okay. Xavier, what'd you get?
I have a 18.
18. Awesome. Anyone else rolled?
What did you ask to roll?
Either perception or insight.
That was perception.
Ooh, nat 20 insight for a 25.
Nice.
Can I roll too?
Sure. Anyone who would be interested in spotting Order of the Alley stuff.
Busy.
16.
16. Alrighty. So
24.
out 24. Perfect.
Perception.
And I'll say you guys can kind of like talk with one another to kind of create a fuller picture, so that way there's not too much disparate information going on. First off, you pick up on that you don't recognize a lot of the guests. At this point, you've only seen two Arum members, but the rest seem to be just nobles. But what catches you, Killian, and you're probably the first to notice, is one of the people over at the bar, one of the caterers, the staff people. There's sort of this strange fluid motion about one of them as someone accidentally knocks a glass off the edge of the bar as they're walking past, and they do this very smooth, elegant reach back and catch it really quickly and put it onto their little platter. And then you kind of keep an eye on them, and it's nothing too overt, but there's just a strange elegance about them. And once you point that out, it becomes kind of apparent
like one of the folks with like the trays of stuff.
yeah,
Okay.
like one of the servers. And when you point that out, over the next few minutes of kind of watching and mingling or whatever, for everyone else, there's this similar elegance to all of the servers. They are very quick. You watch the bartender is doing some really crazy maneuvers that they really don't need to be doing at a nice little party like this. Like, they're doing some weird, wacky stuff. But even just walking through, they are very delicately stepping out of the way of other people. And an elegance that would only be matched by the Order of the Alley.
It's like a low-key Polar Express scene going on.
Hot chocolate.
Yeah, you
Somehow nobody's noticing.
yeah.
Sick Polar Express rep, bro.
I know.
Oh man. So yes, all the servers have a Order of the Alley dexterity about them. But probably something that Spike would be aware of. There's not much darkness around you. There's enough magical light illuminating everything that just about every single corner and crevice is being illuminated. So it kind of puts you at a little bit at ease that there's not really places for them to hide like they were doing in like the theater and other places like that.
Or escape. Or
Kind of hiding in plain sight.
Seemingly. I mean, that's mostly just the first floor. Who knows? Maybe there's a gallery somewhere up ahead, like upstairs, that's like completely pitch black, but for the most part, it seems to be a hiding in plain sight strategy. Because as they say, everyone trusts a person in, you know, a waiter's outfit or a uniform or things like that.
Wait, did we use a valet?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yes, because I see where you're going.
I'm gonna go and tell you Oleg does not trust anybody with his sky coach.
Yeah, that's also fair.
He paid at the meter down the street.
You think Oleg parks legally? All right.
He
Oleg's
banished
like,
the meter.
Oleg leaves a little sign that, like a sign on it that says "Ticket me, I dare you, Oleg the Kundrak."
He puts a traffic cone on the meter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just getting out of the car, Oleg surreptitiously whips out some kind of Arcanotech saw, just saws through the meter and slams it in his trunk.
Yeah, he banishes it.
Just snap that out of here. If I could get, let me see here, both Travis and Xavier to roll a d20 for me.
14.
Okay.
I lost my d20. Give me a second.
What's the saving throw for banishment?
Charisma.
One of the few.
How
18.
charismatic is that parking meter?
I'd say
18
low
is
because
my
it's a
answer.
parking meter.
18 is your answer. Awesome. In the meantime, you make those observations about the wait staff, and eventually, as Kara inevitably expected, Merrick's DeCanneth walks past you, Spike, to get a drink, and he stops, looks at you, gives you a nod, and says, "Pleasure meeting you. You call me Merrick's."
It's a pleasure meeting you as well. You can call me Sylvester. I mean, you can call me Spike.
Oh, Spike. If you don't mind me asking, do you remember your designation in the war?
Why do you ask?
Oh, just to see if I was even alive by the time that you were made. Just curiosity.
I put the war behind me, sir. I don't want to discuss such tragic events at a fine night like this. I'm happy to answer any other questions that you may have, but we're going to leave the subject of the war in the past.
I respect that. Actually, I do now have a follow-up question. Again, don't mind me asking. He points to your arm. Says, what's that piece of hardware you got there? Doesn't seem a Kenneth issue.
It's not. It's custom made. I'm a good friend of mine, a quite brilliant engineer, inventor, made it for me.
I haven't really seen anything like that. Just put a firearm in there.
A little more than just a firearm, but sure.
How so?
Well, let's just say it's able to guide my shots pretty well.
And you see that he's doing some crazy mental gymnastics and math right now, trying to reach a conclusion. And eventually he looks at Karen and kind of leans in. Says, "You hear voices?"
He says that to Kara.
To you. Kind of leaning in so Kara won't, like, try to look away or something. So that way she may not listen.
I lean in him and I say, all the time.
He leans back, reaches in and pulls out a business card for his office and says, don't go, sharing that with just anyone, but I humbly request for you to stop by my office sometime to talk more about that. Seems like an old friend might be back in business.
We'll be happy to meet with you.
He turns to Kara and kind of gives her a nod and then proceeds. And you can see that he has this vibe about him, like he's just in another place now. And he seems to kind of have that vibe. He's walking around the whole party, just kind of like his eyes are going other places. He's thinking about other things. Like he's not about this party right now.
When he does that, after he walks away and leaves, I just turn to Kara and I say, "What an asshole! He didn't even like offer to just have a formal greeting with you. It's like, listen, again, honey, if you were working for him, don't feel bad."
He knows me. He at least said hi and gave me a nod.
Yeah, but he came up to me. It's a sign of disrespect. That's what it is. He's purposely disrespecting you.
Maybe you're just more interesting than I am. Have you thought about that?
I blush a little bit. I say, I could never be half as interesting as you, honey. And then I look around. Is there a dance floor here?
Yeah, there's areas for you to step up to the side and dance.
Kara and I are gonna go dancing.
Cute.
Do the stanky leg.
Oh, we're doing a stanky leg so hard in the middle
Do
of
the
dance
soldier boy.
Do the robot. Wait.
Yeah.
floor. Oof. Everyone stops, just like, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, Spike looks over at some non-Warforged guy doing the robot.
You can't do that. So Spike and Kara go off and dance. Everyone, you kind of clock the staff members.
I have a question
Mm-hmm.
that I feel like I know the answer to. Is Babs here?
You haven't seen her yet.
And I think I've asked this before. She's worked at the Inquisitive for a while, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And we figured out who owns the Sharn Inquisitive, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. That's all for now. I want to keep an eye out for any recognizable faces.
Besides those dragon-marked folks, you actually don't see, if any, recognizable faces down here in sort of the ground floor of the atrium. Not to make it all about Spike, but Spike, you do clock one other person that was standing talking to Merrick's to Kenneth. Someone that you've only heard acidic, venomous things about. You see an inventor, an alchemist, a chemist, all variety of scientists in Sharn. You see one Dr. Zoe DeCivis, the sister of Dr. Zero, an old gnome friend that you met.
Yes.
She's wearing a long white coat. She has dark curly hair, dark skin, these bright green eyes, and on the back of her coat, the crest of House Civis, the cockatrice. And she's apparently having a very heated debate with someone, and essentially is calling them stupid. And like, of course, that's not what that is, you imbecile. It's this formula. Come on.
Yep, that's Zoe. That's Zoe. Oh, man. I spot her, and I instantly flash back to when Dr. Zero is just going on and on about his sister and like how much he hates her for being so much better than him. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna clock that one away. We'll deal with that one later.
Yep. And Varian, just a few moments later, you spot a visiting professor at Morgrave University. Dr. Zoe DeCivis is over there having a heated debate with someone. She taught one of your courses just the semester before as a visiting
And how was
professor.
that course, Logan?
Exactly what you would expect. Like, she was great, like, 70% of the time, and then you guys would take a test, and then the next day in class, she would be like, are you guys paying attention at all? What am I doing
Yeah.
up here? She's that kind of professor.
The test average was a 65, and that is clearly not my fault.
It was that kind of
Zoe.
vibe.
Yep.
And Varian, you definitely did fine. Like, you were
Yeah.
okay. She wasn't talking to you, but it was just, she always liked you because you did fine in the class. But
Yeah, but it's kind of like
I
it's kind
feel
of like
that
an
class so
equivalent
hard.
of seeing how somebody treats the wait staff. It's just like, ooh, didn't know that about you. Okay, tucking that away.
That one
I love how
really
both of our
me.
reactions are just like, stay away from her.
Yep. Yeah, I think I catch Spike's eye, and just kind of look over at Zoe and just kind of go like,
Oh, God. Ooh.
and she was probably, that professor too that you called her like Miss DeCivis or something. She was like, doctor. I didn't
Yeah.
go to school for nothing.
Reminds me of a professor that I had.
I think we've all had that. I think that struck a
no.
chord with Travis. I saw immediately.
Oh no!
You know, I was gonna say Travis also should know who I'm talking about.
I witnessed that happen at a high school I subbed at not 2 weeks ago.
Ugh.
No, not a high school.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
It was not a good look. Anyway.
Sort of for the sake of brevity, taking a few minutes to. Do you guys ever want to go see who's upstairs? Do like a kind of a full round of the gallery?
Yes, I would
Yeah,
like to.
yeah.
I was gonna say since Cornelius got here, he hasn't been on the ground floor. He
Oh.
went upstairs immediately. Well, he asked one of the staff if he could smoke in the building first, but
They have ventilation things.
excellent. He's gonna keep a little mage hand next to him as an ashtray.
It's like a Ruby Tuesdays in the early 2000s.
Collectively over the course of the next little while, as you guys make rounds and see who's in what's going on upstairs. As it was said, the second floor galleries, little second floor exhibits, have sort of been cleared out a little bit to make room for some banquet tables and chairs and for people to stand and mingle. And the two exhibits on the second floor are the Fragments of the Last War exhibit and the Remnants of Old Sharn exhibit. And wrong thing, not that thing, that thing. As you guys sort of float around, there's still plenty of people up here mingling, maybe 2-3 dozen people. A few staff members kind of posed at different corners of each room. But in the Remnants of the Last War exhibit, you come upon a brazen scene in this very elegant gala. You see a mountain of a woman dressed in all the House Deneith trappings and armor with these matching longsword and short sword with all these runes and gems on it, who's literally arm wrestling the other noble guests and making weird bets of, if you lose, you gotta chug your drink. If you lose, you owe me 10 gold. If I win, you gotta go get me a pastry from downstairs. Like, just dumb stuff, but she's having a blast doing it and is pointing at other people, challenging them to whatever physical altercations of, arm wrestling. Occasionally she'll make a stupid thing about, like, I'll race you to the 5th floor, or, let's duel out on the balcony. Like, she's really
Duel.
she's really just here to have a good time, and not like everyone else is having a good time. Also, up here, you see a kind of portly member from House Jarasco, mingling with a lot of the nobles, and actually you recognize him as one of the sort of leading healers at the healing house in Death's Gate, where Oleg got bombed. He was one of the healers that was on staff at that point and tended to everyone's wounds. And so of course, you see him and hear him still mourning that day and talking about, like, they're still kind of rebuilding some of the damage, and it's given them the chance to renovate a little bit, but it's kind of put a little bit of fear in them. But yeah, you see all varieties of people up here mingling, drinking, eating, etc.
That's
But
on the first floor or the second.
that was the second floor, and then the other floors are just going to be the normal exhibits to go peruse and walk around. But so far, you have not seen an Ithranel yet, even though it's her
Actually,
event.
I would like to make sure I go to the Delkir floor and just see if anything's changed. Because now that the Delkir are kind of doing things, I want to see if they're, like, taking things away from this floor or something.
From what you can tell, perusing around, everything is still where it was. Make an Arcana check for me.
Arcana?
I barely know her.
That's gonna be 11.
Rad. Yeah, everything is exactly where it was.
Cool, love that. Love when you roll and it turns out to be nothing. That's good.
Well, I guess that's better than me saying stuff is missing. Or there's more stuff.
Sounds good. Then I'm gonna go looking for more people to schmooze with, preferably people with pets, but
Okay, any other inquiries people want to make?
I was going to. So Cornelius, after asking, the attendant just kind of like looks around and then is going to head straight to the unknown artifacts exhibit.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That one, let me check, is on the
And
fourth
I know exactly
floor.
what I'm looking for.
I think I know exactly what you're looking for, too. So, it goes as an unnamed artifact, but you're able to recognize a cog sitting in the glass case. And your exact memory of it was a bit off. It's not just a single cog, it's two. And you see that there's a little folded, like, placard, little placeholder, sort of next to those as well. That says, donation by Baron Madani coming soon. Sort of with them.
Perhaps another piece?
or perhaps a piece that we already have.
Who knows? While I'm looking at the case, I'm just going to kind of get a read on the case that it's in. that looked. Do I notice any sigils, any lock mechanism?
On the case itself?
Yeah. To get it, anything that keeps the case sealed or alarmed or anything. Just, I'm not gonna make a big show of it. I'm not trying to steal it right now or anything. I just want to
Right now.
know. I just want to know.
Definitely. I have to pee terribly, so we'll take a little toilet cat break before we proceed. So feel free to take a little break, get your own refills, and toilet cat super fast, and we will regroup in about 5 or so minutes. Where's the... Yep, there it is.
I do call my boss, actually.
Balls. Sorry about the Tings thing, everyone. Totally forgot. And then because the Google Meets can be a bit boo-boo sometimes, I can't keep the chat up as much as I'd like. But I'm working on a new system for us. We'll see how that works. So I can actually see if you do stuff. There we go. We've gotten 2 hydrates, so I'm going to take a quick hydrate. Just in case. Okay, so, Cornelius. I'll say very easily. One of the first things you notice, the case has a lid to it. It's all glass, but it has, like, you know, metal joints to it, pretty much. And there's a lid, a glass lid with a lock on it. But immediately, you start thinking, that's not it. Because why would they put a lock in plain sight on something that's valuable? And so you start looking a bit closer, and you do get some... you see some magical runes inscribed onto it. Everything from just making it a more secure case, such as arcane lock, but also triggering the built-in gallery's alarm system, using all their varieties of, like, automatons and things that they have here. So effectively, those would have to be either on the case, they would have to be deactivated, or the entire security of the gallery would have to be deactivated. Or you can just be very fast.
That's also true. All right. I'll keep that in mind.
Conform? Okay.
I'll lock those away.
Yep. You've now been to the first and second floor, seeing dragon-marked folks interacting with all varieties of nobles. Even after hitting the second floor, if I can get everyone to make a perception check for me.
Perception is a 6.
19.
Holy shit. First roll of the session, natural 20 for a 27.
Hey, we love to see it.
Nice.
27.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Damn.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, good
I'm
job.
just 16.
Okay.
God, Geely.
So for those of you who got higher than a 15, so basically everyone except Travis and Jacob, by the time you hit the second floor and you have now seen maybe 50 to 60 or so people, one thing you notice is that you have maybe seen 2 or 3 people that are members of the Arum, such as Kara Matonin. She has her copper rings. Olnos Dividalis, he has his gold rings on his hand. And Baron Madani, also having the copper rings. But that's it. You have not seen those rings on anyone else.
I'd like to walk up to my pet friend, and as I am casually talking to Olnos, I'll be like, I'll just say, what's with the lake of our members? Where are they?
John says, I'm sure they're here somewhere. I don't, if I'm being honest, I haven't been to an ARM event in years. I'm surprised I've got an invitation. It's not really my scene. I don't even know if I know of any of the new people are now.
Oh,
Are you a member, Oleg?
not yet.
Oh,
But I think that I just haven't seen any of them. Do you know how I can? Who maybe would know?
Points over to like one of the staff people. At first you think he's pointing at Baron Madani, but then it sort of clicks like, oh, he doesn't know who Baron Madani is. That's how like he's like, I don't.
Oh no.
The staff person might know.
I'll just say, oh, that's very. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I'll pet Ghosty some more. And then I'll go over to one of the people I very much know are one of the shade people, shadow people. I don't know the Oleg nor I know the group's name other than shadow people. The shady people.
What the?
Whoa!
They're from Shadyland.
Shady.
I'm just gonna be like, yo, Steph. I'm gonna wave at one of the shadow people.
Since they don't know, they wave and kind of do that weird like half walk, like when you wave someone to walk across the road. They kind of just like, thanks.
Yeah.
They kind of like run over to you and they say, what can I get for you? Need a refill?
No, I was just curious, shadow person. Where are all the Aurum people? I just haven't seen them around. I was hoping to talk to them.
If I could get Alan and Jacob to both roll a d20 for me.
13.
6.
Just a d20.
Yep, just a d20.
Yep, 13.
I'm gonna die.
The person doesn't skip a beat and says, "Oh, they should be around here somewhere. Have you been upstairs to any of the galleries? They may be looking at any of their exhibits."
I've looked into all the exhibits actually. Yeah, I was very curious about all the things. Go ahead. Were you gonna interrupt? Is your character gonna interrupt?
So we haven't seen any Aura members whatsoever.
Besides Baron, Olnos, and Karamatonin, who just came with Spike.
I have something relevant. I was gonna ask if, besides Kara, who is Spike's kind of partner +1, whatever you want to call it, do we notice any? Hey, I'm working at angle here.
Disrespect. All right.
I'm working at angle
Go
here.
ahead.
Besides Kara, is every Aura member dragon marked who is here?
Besides Kara, the other two, no, your uncle is not dragon marked.
Okay, well there goes my theory.
But do we see any like notable allies of Ithano besides Varian's uncle?
No.
I would like to cast True Seeing. But before I do that, the random just the random party goers, do they seem like they're real people?
Make an insight check for me.
Ooh.
Yes, Alan.
24.
I wanna. So there's like the trays means like drinks and food, right?
Yeah.
Where's the kitchen entrance or the kitchen door?
So if you can mind map with me, you're looking in the direction of the spell elevator. There are columns running along the right and left sides with space before the walls, and then the stairs / ramp start against the wall and kind of wrap up and go up and up and up all the way through. That sort of space that's created by the ramp going up, it has been walled off underneath over here, and that seems to be where people are coming in and out, over behind the bar.
Okay. So it's right where the bar is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to see if they're before I cast that spell, I want to be like, are they acting like normal partygoers? Besides, like, that we've noticed that there are some like notable people. Besides the notable people, are there just some Joe schmoes?
Hey, there's Joe and Schmo.
It's Joe and Schmo.
And then there's Joe Schmo, and then there's Schmo Joe.
And then there's Tim.
Joe.
I want to go to the bar.
Okay, let me double check. I may have asked you to roll the wrong thing. Let me double check.
I would like to point out I only have 2 slots of Lesser Restoration. I am just letting you know.
Oh yeah, yep. I was thinking the same thing. I'm glad we're getting on the same page about that.
Actually, I was wrong, Jacob. If you remember what you rolled on your d20, that would actually be an investigation check.
Oh, then that's gonna be even higher.
Nice.
Oh, then that's gonna be a 31.
You haven't necessarily been to like the Tane Gala or anything up in the Skyway, but you've been to your fair share of fancy parties to, you know, get some information, rub shoulders with people, things like that. And so you're used to being able to walk around, make quick small talk, give the like, hey, sport, how you doing kind of stuff, just to, you know, move on and make conversation. But all the while, your keen eye is ticking off little details that you've noticed. And eventually, enough the pieces come together, you notice that a lot of the party guests, non-Dragonmark folks, their clothes are almost hand-me-down in nature. A little stained, old style from a couple years before, maybe a little frayed every little bit, or recently tailored. You notice that a couple people that you may shake hands with, or people you walk by who are wearing like earrings or like rings on their fingers or necklaces, the gems, which are like made to look like, you know, bright, beautiful rubies, are actually garnets that have just been really shined up. So all of the party goers, they're not as rich as they are putting off. They're playing the part expertly well, but little things like the quality of their clothes are kind of revealing them.
Actually,
I would like to cast True Seeing.
Okay. And that lasts for a while, right?
An hour.
An hour.
No concentration.
Man, True Seeing is such a weird spell. It does way more than it should.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
mean, it's a 6th level spell.
Well,
so...
it's like the thing is like, you know, it gives you true sight and stuff, but also like the seeing into the ethereal plane, that really like puts a spin on it.
Am I gonna fuck up your day again with the true seeing?
No.
Aw.
Instead, peering around, everything is as it should be. Nothing necessarily being magically hidden or made invisible or things like that. However, you do notice on the 2nd floor in one of the exhibits, a person or a spirit in the ethereal plane who is like sort of pantomiming hitting against a wall or something.
Was it in the room that we went up there and saw?
It was in the exhibit, Remnants of Old Sharn.
Okay.
But besides all the people and nobles and Dragonmark folks, those are all as they appear.
Before I'll put a pin in that, but I want to cast message to Varian, who probably has, or actually no, I know even better. I'll cast message to Cornelius because I know Cornelius can do telepathy, and I will tell him, don't freak out. I think everyone here, besides a couple of people, are plants. The clothes, the jewelry,
They're a ficus.
they're not real.
That one's a cactus
They're all-
over there.
They're all fake. Or they're at least all costumes. So I feel like what we've walked into is the trap of the century.
At this point, Cornelius has gotten the bug in his brain. He's actually on his way down to get Varian. Hears that. Goes. Just kind of plays it cool. Just kind of like rubs his face real quick. Plays it cool. And then as he's making his way through to get to Varian, he's going to just peek at each member of the party and mind link, relay the information across the group as he's going. Just Donovan thinks that most of the people here are a plant. Don't react. Just understand that we're probably in the middle of a trap, so be ready. And just gets to Varian, mind links with him, kind of like brushes past him as if he's being nonchalant, relays the information, and then says, also, I'm gonna need your help upstairs real fast.
Is that where the exhibit thing is that I saw the person in the thing?
Yes.
I'm gonna head up there too.
Oh, the exhibit I'm going for is on the 4th floor, not the 2nd.
Okay, well I'm going to the 2nd floor.
That's
at
right.
least.
What up, Alan?
I want to go to the bar
Yes.
and monitor the ins and outings of the kitchen stuff. And while I'm there, talk to the bartender.
Bartender.
Okay. Monitoring the ins and outs. Make an insight check for me.
Alright.
Or investigation, whichever.
What does a D20 look like? Okay.
What does a D20 look? How many years?
Great question.
I mean,
What
Alan's
year
been
is
gone for a
this?
while. Does Alan even know how to play D&D anymore?
So insight, right?
Mm-hmm.
28.
28. We have had this exchange before. I think it was with Gav and whenever you were interviewing Gav or interrogating Gav at the King's Citadel. He played the part very well, and so are these Order of the Alley people. They're playing the part of servers very well, to the point where like their ins and outs of the kitchen and moving around the bar, and even their little banter between one another, indistinguishable. But it's things like where they look that betrays them, in certain ways that they move, the way that they like monitor certain people and things like that. Particularly, you keep making eye contact with one of them that keeps looking at you awkwardly, and then will look away, but then also kind of checking out of your peripherals. Like they're kind of keeping eyes on the rest of your party too, like monitoring where you guys
Okay.
are floating back and forth.
So they're trying to like keep their cover.
Yeah.
They're trying to play the part, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have on me like a King Citadel credit card? Or like
Yes, the Bat credit card.
Cha-ching.
I mean,
you know, there's like an agent stipend kind of thing.
well, yes, but it would essentially be you would pay for it and then sort of fill out a thing later to be like, hey, I spent money on this thing, pay me back.
Okay.
But also, this can be up for you to decide. Your partner, she also kind of said that she was a little bit in trouble with everyone and that resources were a bit thin, and that's why she couldn't send you like hardly anyone except for like 2 people to watch outside.
Right.
And so like there's a chance that if you go spending lots of money that the Kickstarter will be like, no. We can't refund
Okay.
you this. So it's up to you.
What's the tipping culture like in Sharn?
0%.
I mean, a typical drink on the like good quality side could be a couple silver pieces.
I mean, if you tip a drink over, people are not going to
Well,
be very
yes,
happy.
if you tip a drink over, that's bad. But like a wonderful bottle of wine is like 15 to 20 gold pieces in Sharn, even more like up in the Skyway. So any kind of percentage of that, couple silver maybe.
I'm gonna cause a traffic jam.
I'm going to cause problems on purpose.
So basically, I want to go up to the bartender and just like, some of the servers that are like, waltzing in and out. And basically just, pretend to be like, a big time spender kind of thing for this big gala event. And, go to like the bartender and be like, hey, if you like, make a show, cause like, I'll be like, I've been watching you, you got some moves. If you like make a real show of it when you're making my cocktails, then
Making my
I'll pay a little something extra for you. And then I go up to like the servers and stuff and be like, look at some of the stuff that they're serving. It's like, hey, could you come back but like change a little bit, like this or that, and like kind of like slip in some silver coins for them to like give something special.
I feel like you'll be like you'll order something, you'd be like, yeah, can I get the grilled cheese? And they come back and you're like, oh, can I get that on sourdough instead? And they bring it back and you're like, oh, did you put mayo? Can I get that with mayo? And like keep ordering stuff and sending it back.
Yeah, and occasionally like I will eat it, but then just be like, what would really go well with this? Could you make that too? Kind of thing. Basically, I want like as many of the bartenders and Cerberus people to like have to congest over in this area, one kind of blocking the the traffic from in and out of the kitchen, and also trying to get as many of the servers over here instead of monitoring the rest of the group as well as they should be able to. Can a bird do that?
Can a bird? I like to see a chicken do that. Oh man.
Full
Not
circle.
evolutionary
Ooh.
the same.
Full circle.
Full circle. Alan, just roll a straight d20 for me.
All right.
And Daniel, this will be your something happens.
Crap. Oh no.
Oh, hey, Bukin.
Come on, man.
15?
Killian, as you are essentially hassling this wait staff, being that kind of customer, eventually it reaches a point where one of them is about to deliver a drink to you. The bartender's doing some crazy flourishes. You see that he does this crazy thing because the bar is built between two columns, that he's able to twirl and like let go of a bottle at just the right velocity and angle so where the thick part of the glass bounces off the column, and so it clicks off the column and comes back and he catches it in the other hand and like doing all sorts of crazy shit. And then eventually at one point he gets a little too wild, lobs it up in the air, and it comes crashing down, at which point 2 or 3 of the servers step through whatever liquor he was just shaking and spinning around, but none of them fall. They all slip, food goes flying, and they catch their footing and reach out and catch all of the food on a platter and like grabbing onto one another, like doing all crazy balancing stuff. And then they all share a look.
And I'll
Gotta
just
be more careful.
I'll just act like a kid in a candy shop. Says, my God, you guys ever seen Polar Express? That was freaking amazing. And I'm gonna be even more annoying by trying to help clean up the mess, even though I don't have any like tools to help clean up. I just kind of like get in the way. And now they also have to be concerned with the customer near broken
Yes,
glass.
I would like for you to make, throughout
Amazing.
all of this,
Amazing.
a deception check.
Okay.
To really sell this, to make, because at this point they're like, we've we've been made. They know. But if you can sell it well enough, you might be able to outsmart them.
Oh my god. Deception.
And do you have inspiration yet? Because I'll toss you inspiration.
Um,
I'll give you the bardic kind, but I'm not there.
And
well, I rolled a. Can I say what I rolled?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I'm gonna. I'll give you that. There you go.
And you can roll with advantage if you so wish.
With advantage.
Because Travis inspired you.
Thanks, Travis.
Yeah, no.
Tarvis.
All right, that's 21 now.
Not half bad.
Yeah, they start going into like, oh, hey, you don't have to worry about picking up that glass. It's fine. No, we have a broom. We have everything. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. And you thoroughly keep all of these poor staff members, but also trained monks.
Am I mind linked with Cornelius still? Or
The last person I mind linked with was Varian to ask him to come upstairs with me after relaying it.
okay. Okay, never mind. I was gonna try and like tell y'all, but I guess I can't.
Okay. So they're distracted. You guys were all sort of heading upstairs to various exhibits. One of you to exhibit on the 4th floor with the unknown artifacts to look at the case with the old cogs in it. And Donovan, you're going to the 2nd floor to the remnants of old Sharn.
Yes.
Awesome. Let me see here. So yes, you see a person that is sort of standing in front of one of the cases in the ethereal plane, of course, a spirit of sorts that is sort of pantomiming, like being trapped in a room or banging on a door or something like that.
I'll walk up and look at them and like kind of. Is anybody else in this room?
Yes, there's a whole banquet happening in here. There's a bunch of people.
Okay, I'll just very subtly like walk up next to him and be like, "Hello, can you understand me?"
Looking at this person, they seem to be, they are a gnome, and looking at their dress, their attire,
Starts wilting.
it's all very, it's all very old, like several hundred years old, and when you say, hey, to this gnome, says, you could see me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh. I've been here for I don't know how long. Wait, who are you?
Donovan Damon. A journalist of sorts. What are you doing here?
Sorts?
Says I was investigating a theft, a heist, a missing artifact here, and something was stolen, and I was prying around, and I guess I don't remember the Aurum hired me.
What time were you hired? What year?
Let me look. Because, yes. He tells you the year, 444, which is over 500 years ago.
What kind of artifact was stolen?
A crown had a big jewel in it, I think. Probably worth thousands, if not millions. I don't remember what happened. I was It was in this case, and went to open it. Who are you?
I already said who I was.
I'm it's an investigator.
And this guy's a ghost, right?
Yeah.
Does it seem like something is like keeping him here? Some kind of magical something?
Not necessarily like a spell or anything, but it's sort of a supernatural. His spirit cannot pass. Especially if it seems that he never solved whatever heist he was investigating.
Let's see. Does that crown sound familiar in any way?
No. And then he asks you
Uh,
and he says, "Where were you that night, 1 week ago?" Do you frequent these parts of the upper city?
I was with Colonel Mustard in the kitchen with the candlestick.
And he starts like pilfering around for like a notebook.
And then
Is he dragon marked?
I walk away.
Is that an alias? Say, wait! Who are you? Get back here! Criminal! And eventually, you get out of earshot. And then the two of you that went up to 4th floor, yes, you see the case in front of you, warded and protected with the 2 cogs and potentially future donation by Baron Mandani.
What's the people situation in the room?
There's because this is not a banquet space, there's maybe 2 people in here that are just idly chatting over by one of the displays. Like, oh, that must be new. Oh, that's nice. That's lovely. Where does that say it's from? All sorts of little idle small talk.
I'm just gonna kind of like step over to the case and just gesture at Varian to it, and then I'm gonna think to myself, well, since this think to Varian, since this seems to be a trap, I don't know how this is gonna go, but let's try to use this as an opportunity. It's warded, and it's locked with an arcane lock. And a future donation by your uncle, if it happens to ring any bells for you at some point down the line.
Is that something I would have known?
No.
Cool. My uncle. To this exhibit.
To this exact exhibit, with the second, well, it's like second and third cog piece. This might just be a uniform piece that is together. Might be 2 at once. Maybe your uncle has another one. Who knows?
Where he got them, I don't know, but I suppose this is a rare opportunity.
I think I have a way to get our guests out of the room so that we can work in peace. But that's
please.
up to you. If you're down for this, I'm down for this.
I don't like stealing.
That's why I asked.
But we're staring down a megalomaniac and
He's a borrower.
an invasion of Dalekia, so perhaps I can make my peace with it.
Okay.
Do what you're going to do.
How these people are these are two people in the room. They're very invested in their conversation. What they're looking. They're not looking my direction.
You're kind of muffled. I don't.
Are the
Oh.
people that are in the room with us? Are they looking our direction? They're their backs turned to us. Are they like they seem to be engrossed in their conversation about the exhibit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna very casually pull out a little pouch of dust, and I am going to just toss it with the strings open, and I'm gonna toss the X-ray dust in between them. Which, according to the notes that you gave me, makes the people in a 10-foot spot from where it lands, their clothes and armor appear invisible.
Scandalous.
But they told me I was wearing the finest threads.
Okay, I have to pee, so I can't even go through this rush. I know with a full freaking bladder, so I would be right back.
I told you I'd find a use for this shit. I told you I'd find a use for the random shit I picked up.
Where did you find the nudie dust?
I got it from Ithranel's mom.
That's right, the joke shop.
Yes, I
Oh my
got
God.
laughing dust and X-ray dust from Ithranel's mom at the joke shop. I thought about using the laughing dust, but I didn't want to risk because like the X-ray dust just makes it happen. The laughing dust they have to save, and then they'll be under the effects of Tasha's hideous laughter.
I have no idea what I'm doing in XCOM right now.
Hey, as long as you don't fight one of the monarchs, you should be able to just.
I'm playing a D&D clicker game.
Yeah, I don't know if you have the War of the Chosen.
I do.
Okay,
That's what I'm
yeah.
currently doing. Dark events are about to happen, but I'm supposed to construct a proving ground facility and shadow chamber facility. That's where I'm at currently.
Dude, honestly, I just did all the side. I do what I do in like every like long-term strategy game like that. I did all the side shit first. I've killed all of the Chosen, all 3 Chosen, and I've killed all 3 of the monarchs. And
How? Did you just scan the areas?
no, I did the it's the covert ops things that you can do with the resistance. I've
been doing that as well, yeah.
Each of the resistance factions gives you a covert ops mission to hunt one of the Chosen that's assigned to that's like particular to them. So I did those in succession over a period of time. I just made sure I was super prepared. I've got a pretty killer team. Like my primary team is fucking ridiculous. So I yeah, and also learned to exploit each of the Chosen's weaknesses super hard. There was, oh gosh, I don't remember which, because all of their attributes, like their strengths and weaknesses, are randomized.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the warlock, no, the hunter and the warlock were the fucking like the assassin was a pain in the ass. That was so hard. That fight was so fucking hard. But the hunter and the warlock, oh my god. I think the hunter was weak to I want to say the hunter was weak to explosive damage.
Mm.
And so what I did is I took a Reaper and had the double claymores, dropped claymores, and then hit him with a fucking grenade launcher. It killed him instantly. It's like the warlock was immune to explosives, but was weak to high ground. And the arena that I got to fight the warlock at, to fight the warlock the last time had like a high ground spot in the center. So I just put my sniper up there and just deleted him.
Wow.
So, but the assassin is such a pain in the ass. I think the way I ended up beating the assassin is I was starting to try to guess her positioning while she was invisible. Like, okay, I started learning how far she could move in a turn.
Mm.
So like, okay, she's in one of these areas and I think she's over here. So I threw a grenade over there. It hit her, revealed her, and then I like basically Hail Married with my sniper and got her, and I was like, yes! Ah! Everybody was like 1 hit point away from dying in the entire team. It was stressful. So
what were you going to say, Logan? That sounds fun. My brain is slowly turning off.
It's okay.
2 hours and your brain turns off.
It doesn't take
Listen.
much. Gotta say, it's been a long day, dude.
True.
It has.
So, Cornelius, maybe a bit more than you bargained for. Tossing this powder onto the, like, at their feet almost, or dropping it as you walk past, and eventually it into almost a cloud. Their clothes do turn invisible, revealing just their undergarments beneath. But what it doesn't turn invisible are the hand crossbows that dangle from their hip. However, they both notice each other and immediately, like, cup and cover themselves and begin to hurry out of the room trying to find... You hear them calling, like, restroom, bathroom, where? Hey, hello?
And I'm going to look over at Varian and say, and I'm going to say this out loud, we don't have much time.
Apparently, I'm already casting. Do I recognize these wards?
So pretty much, there is a physical lock that's essentially a red herring for any kind of burglar. The lock itself isn't...
Communism as a red herring.
The lock itself isn't a true lock. It is it's real in that it does kind of keep the case together, but the real lock is the arcane lock that is on the case itself. There are two aspects of it, though. There is sort of a, in quotes, alarm on the case. If someone attempts to pick the lock, like, period, the alarm goes off, various automatons are alerted, and the entire gallery, security system turns on. But similarly, if the arcane lock is removed and the case is opened up, nothing is triggered, but when something is removed from the case, that's when it's triggered. It's almost like the objects are attuned to the case, and when they are removed, it activates similar arcane alarm system. So essentially you could severing the lock, or dispelling the lock, dispelling the arcane lock, and then also sort of severing and dispelling the alarm system trigger from the grander gallery alarm system.
So that would take like 3 dispel magics?
Basically.
Okay. My question is this. At some point tonight, the other shoe is going to drop. How much time do you think we're going to have to get out of here?
With the number of people that are in here, not much. We're gonna have to be crafty about it. Or very, very, very fast. To mention doors, any kind of teleportation. Assuming that it's not warded against that kind of thing. I don't know. The gallery's full defense system. Have an
I considered such a thing. Would I know? Like, are there wards against teleportation? There probably are. But would the Gala have them?
Not necessarily the Gala, but if anything were to trigger that system, like, it'll still kind of happen. So they may not, like... You think, as it stands, the Aurora Gallery doesn't have any kind of constant wards like that in place, but if there is a security breach or risk, then it all kind of fires up and turns on. And you can imagine that, you know, someone opening or breaking a case would trigger that, but, you know, who knows what they consider a security risk or things like that.
Would detect magic give me a better idea of what I'm working with here? Because
Yes, I would, with that, I would say with a Dispel Magic and a successful Arcana check, I will kind of tell you what spells you're working with, so you would kind of know what you would need to cast, if that's
Okay,
kind of what you're asking.
I'll racially cast. Or do we think we have time for ritual cast? No, I'll just racially cast Detect Magic.
Okay. So, once you start casting it, and auras start to appear, you start to notice that the aura for the lock itself has kind of an aura. So it's like a sort of two halves of a lock. Part of it's on the lid, part of it's on the body itself. And when the lock itself is attempted to be picked or it splits, that triggers something. It is essentially the alarm spell. So it's a low level. I think alarm is first level.
Mm-hmm.
An alarm spell. But specifically, it alerts the automatons in the Aurora Gallery, who then activate the greater scheme of security system. So there's sort of a moment, a lapse in time from when that happens. Similarly, the case itself has the same alarm on it. So if either of those things happens, then it's all triggered. And then the whole case has an arcane lock on it, so it's, magically protected, but through knock or a good dispel magic can get rid of that.
Okay. So, still need 3 Dispel Magics.
Yes, but all of those things are arcane lock is fairly low. It's like second,
I believe.
Yeah. So all of those can be accomplished with a
Base
base
third
dispel.
level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you wanted to be super badass.
And
if you want to use one of them, is spell first level? Or is
Dispel,
Dispel?
it? Yeah.
Dispel Magic is the
Oh,
third
it's
third
level.
level.
third level. Oh, never mind.
I
Can't
mean,
be
it'd be
that
pretty
bad.
badass if I could accomplish all of them with one Dispel.
That's what I was gonna suggest, but essentially expending a higher level spell slot. But it at third level, it's probably a little too much.
It's Arcane Lock at second, Alarm at first. And then you said, and then the third Dispel Magic would be for the attunement, correct? Now it's basically attuned to the case.
Basically.
Okay.
Because there's sort of the trigger for the separation of lid from body, the arcane lock, and then the trigger from attunement ending from object being removed.
Okay. Oh,
Interesting.
something come to your mind?
Just a backup plan.
Okay.
Just in case.
Speaking of backup plan, I think Austin and Carson are the only two I have not asked to roll a d20, so if you would both roll a d20 for me.
Oh no.
One.
16.
I have not rolled super high today.
So you guys are standing in this exhibit. Probably only a few minutes left before someone eventually wanders past. So what's the plan for you?
I'm going to send Doc out invisible with the instruction to remain quiet and to contact me telepathically if anybody is approaching this exhibit.
You can't see him, but you imagine he's standing at the door, like hands on hips.
Just like, now.
He does like a cartoonish, like, hand binoculars
I miss Squinch, but this is nice. You know, this is nice.
We can make this work.
This is much less problematic and a little more, comedic.
I hate it. I hate it.
Can't please everyone. Okay.
Okay, well, I don't suppose we're gonna have another chance like this. Watch my back.
Got it.
Crack my knuckles. And set to work.
I have a, let's see here. Yeah, let's do this one. That sounds like a good. Carson, what kind of soundtrack would you imagine for this moment?
Okay, well,
Jazzy or dramatic or
Kind
of fast-paced?
yeah, maybe kind of like a little actiony. Maybe like a little fast-paced jazz.
A little lad.
Dude,
Little
put
guy.
Put on Caravan.
Little birthday boy.
Yeah.
How about
If you
we
guys
play?
can hear it, that's it. It's great.
Yeah, I like how you're nodding your head like you play anything in this particular chat at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she super can't.
It's not for you guys. It's for our folks at home. For our many fans, our 3 fans.
This is for you.
There's a lot of people that are in my users in chat list, but not a whole lot of actual viewers notated. So I think there's like a cheat for it, whether you have like the thing muted or the tab muted. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah. If you don't have the volume up, then it doesn't count.
Yeah, that's right. Lame. So, Varian, you get on to casting various dispel magics, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Effectively, since you're just doing straight dispel magic, you're not trying to outwit the system or anything. It's pretty easy of just touching in various corners, finding those runes, and eventually getting the case open. Cornelius, you're kind of watching the panels where the automatons are supposed to come out of, like, waiting.
Yeah, I know Varian's a powerful wizard, but is this hard to do? This seems easier than it should be.
It's probably because you're just kind of doing it in quick motions, but it's probably like I imagine it's like popping a balloon or something, where you kind of have to like, and sometimes you can press on a balloon and it doesn't pop, and so it's like you have to really put a lot of energy into it. Then when you finally do, it's like a big release, and then you have to just do it again and again. Or maybe it's like on a roller coaster, like doing like 3 quick drops in a row. Like,
Okay.
It's exhausting,
A little
but
disorienting.
yeah, a bit disorienting. So, but like you're kind of in the moment, so you're like doing it, but then probably once it's done, it is a little bit taxing. Because also, if you think about it, there are very few. Okay. The Venn diagram of powerful wizards and people who would pull a heist on the Aurora Gallery, that's a very small margin, or like a very small connecting group. That
And over the past 37 sessions, Varian has gone.
Straight across.
And so it's like the amount of spellcasters who are twisted enough and clever enough to get into the Aurora Gallery, cast Dispel Magic 3 times, and like get out that kind of thing. That's a very, very small group. So
Logan.
yes,
A question.
might have an answer.
So, would some person reasonably be able to use multiple of the inspires that have been gifted to regain a spell slot?
No,
Damn.
sorry, Mr. Warlock.
I was more for Varian to regain one of those thirds that he just burned.
Yeah. Can
What
you
about
add a
all of our
feature for
inspiration
Tings?
For feature for Tings.
Please? I have 36.5 thousand Tings.
38.5 thousand.
Just pay
I
Oleg.
have 32,000. Yeah, so like, can we just like group those all together? I've been waiting for like a moment.
He did pay for everyone's bail. Or a lot of
Yeah.
people's bail.
Yeah.
I have paid Oleg before. I have paid him back.
Not enough.
Will we add it to the list of something happens?
True.
Yeah.
True.
Something happens. We get spells back.
You have a long rest without actually having to sleep. So, with that, over the course of a few minutes, Travis, no.
How dare you?
No way.
If I spend 50,000, can I cancel that?
So basically, here's a little peek behind the curtain. Let me change to some serious music here.
Oh no. Oh no.
I was having you all roll
Travis,
d20s.
what have you done?
I was having you guys roll d20s, and I was essentially putting them in columns. And depending on the outcome of those two columns, a thing would happen. Essentially, one of three things would happen. But with the way things worked out, one of those things will happen. With Travis's dun dun dun, I could just change it and make the other thing happen. With the second dun dun dun, I can make it go back to the first thing, or I can make it go to the third thing, and like just completely throw a wrench into all of our expectations.
And since we
my mind right now.
since we don't know what was going to happen in the first place, will we make it worse or not by countering it?
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
I came prepared for a lot of things. So I came with an arsenal of tricks if we want to just press on and react to what happens.
That's fine.
I mean, that's why I did dun dun dun, because I was like, we just gotta see.
I think there's definitely like a probability puzzle somewhere in here.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, I think you're supposed to change it the first time and keep it the second time, if I'm not mistaken, for probability puzzles. If there's three doors.
Problem?
Yeah, if there's three doors.
The 3-door problem. Yeah.
You always change your answer.
Yeah.
Probability wise.
Okay, so you're gonna pull a second dun dun dun, or no?
I'm
Let it
content.
ride.
I'm content to ride it out.
Give me a second. I'm gonna do.
You get
Travis, it's gonna do us something.
Oh, I can't actually. It's stuck. I'm not allowed to do it for for another session. I think you did it once per session.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that's
for
tracks.
situations of this exact nature.
What do you mean?
All rewards claimed for this stream. Check again on next stream. So yeah, we gotta let's just do this. Let's keep going. Let's see what happens.
Who wants to be a scapegoat?
What
Oh,
kind
bye,
of scapegoat?
Xavier.
Oh, bye, Xavier.
Xavier.
His internet has been something else recently.
Yeah.
Like the sacrificial lamb.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Oh no.
Alan.
Yeah.
Roll a d20 for me.
Oh no.
I'm about to turn into a chicken.
Full circle. A second time.
Possible.
A
That's not
big
bad.
fucking chicken Aarakocra walks in.
At 16.
It's like the chicken from Family Guy. Oh. Well, you were a monk.
What'd you get?
16.
16.
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. So Varian, you pluck these other two cog-shaped objects that are heavily tarnished, as you have seen before, tarnished to the point where the runes are nearly invisible, but matching the one that you have in your possession. So now you have 3 of them.
How many were there again?
There's 6 total.
6.
Yes.
Cool, thanks.
Downstairs, so for Oleg, Donovan, Killian, who are mingling about or causing problems in general, it's subtle, but you start picking up on some strange vibes. People are looking around like they're expecting something. They'll glance at one another off to the side, shoot an eye over their shoulder, but nothing ever happens. And you can see that something is wrong. something is not going according to plan. And specifically, you notice that the musicians, the beautiful woman that's singing, the piano player, and the little drum player, they keep glancing at each other and like shrug a shoulder and just kind of keep going and just vamping for a little while.
If they start playing the Reigns of Castamere, please
We are
let me know.
leaving.
Yeah.
We are leaving.
What? Ooh, welcome back, Xavier. But otherwise, the two of you up in the exhibit close the case, put it back the way it was. You can even try, since you dispelled all of it, move the artifacts around a little bit to make it look like it's full.
Yes, I will do that.
But otherwise, you get it back to the way it was and are able to go about the party.
I'm going to look at Varian, and I'm going to say, you mind if I hold on to those?
Be my guest.
Got a big coat, it'd be easy to hide. About how much would you say they weigh?
Maybe 5 to 10 pounds or so.
5 pounds, you say?
Sure.
Oh, that's nice. That's very nice.
I don't know how to interpret that any other way than the catapult spell, which would be a
No.
very funny use.
Just like a frisbee.
No, I had a better idea. I'm going to cast Wrist Pocket on them.
Never heard of that spell.
I can shunt something into an extraplanar dimension of my creation for an hour, and I can call it back out as I see fit. It just can only weigh a certain amount.
That's awesome.
So just...
I think I can do that trick.
More like the inside jacket pocket.
Yeah, there. Oh, it's hard. I can't do it with an index card.
But I just... And they're gone.
It's gone.
Let's go mingle and see what's up.
That's...
And also, good fucking job. Not a lot of people in the city who can do something like that. And I know that it is against your better nature most of the time, but thanks.
Yeah, I start to say something like, and then I just nod.
In your own ways, regrouping at the first floor. As you can you can all sort of feel that there's a strange tension going on. But no one's really saying anything. It's still as normal, but you guys can pick up on it. And for those of you who have been to Aurora Gallery before and spent the time here, you see that there's like the little stand that has the program of exhibits that are going on right now. And you may even still have them from the last time you were here. You notice that there are 2 exhibits per floor. There's 6 floors of exhibits. But there's also a rooftop garden with all varieties of exotic plants and statues and whatever else. And so far, none of the staff or anyone has mentioned the rooftop garden, which is normally where they sort of host like speaking events and things like that. And it sort of strikes you as odd that it wasn't even, because whenever you were first introduced, saying like, yep, there are exhibits on each floor, there was no mention of a rooftop garden.
I'll bring that up. Does anybody think it's strange that nobody's mentioned the rooftop garden?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
Yeah, let's go there. Sure.
I mean, we can, but
Something seems...
I think there's a reason nobody's mentioned it.
Hey, let's go up there. Why not? We can go up there. I have featherfall.
I can fly, so...
Featherfall. It is the ideal way of traveling down.
The day you don't have Featherfall prepared is the day this plane collapses into the void.
Prepared?
Truly.
What do you mean? What do you mean prepared?
No.
Oleg just insulted all Spellevator manufacturers.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Am I supposed to prepare spells? I just.
All right,
Oh.
we get it.
Okay, that's fine.
Memorizing
no, I-
spell elite.
Oh no,
It's just,
actually, artificers do prepare
You
spells.
just never change your prepared
I just
spells.
never changed them.
You freaking
Why would I-
dingus.
Why would I change them from fireball, guidance, featherfall? That's all I need right there.
See, my mind cuts back to that with Karvak in the alleyway when Oleg like vaporized some poor bodega owner and literally was like, huh. And then went on about his day.
Oh, this is incredible.
That monster.
Yo, I can learn fly.
Anywho,
But featherfall is all I need. Sorry, go ahead.
so you are going
It's
up
been
to
a
the...
while since we've been here.
It's
Oh,
been a
I'm
while.
sorry. You got it. You got it.
It's been a while.
It's what? Huh? What, Xavier?
I was just going to say it's been a while since we've been here. And no one else is right. I'm gonna ask Kara while we're dancing. Darling, have you noticed that it's strange? I haven't seen any of the rest of the autumn here. No, if they're arriving late, did we get here early? I don't want to be early to a party.
At this point, you've been here for maybe an hour or so, and she even makes the same remark, like, yeah, I haven't seen any of the Arum here. That's odd. I don't...
She's in on it. Kill her.
I'm going to insight check her.
Make an insight check.
It'd be ye own girlfriends.
The ultimate betrayal.
It's like Austin Powers too.
19.
It's Ithernel wearing armor. No, I'm just kidding. It's not.
Bro, that'd be so fun.
Y'all have already kissed. It's
No, it's
Yes.
like so go more morbid with it. Like Kara is just like it's actually
Cast a-
Kara, but like
oh no.
she's already been filled and like wearing the armor of her body. Anyway,
Jesus
Cast illusion on her mage armor.
Horrible.
sorry.
Yes. Kara is being totally truthful, and in fact, she even seems a bit weirded out by that fact that there are no other Arum members here besides like her, Baron, and Ulnos. In fact, she doesn't recognize like anyone who's there. Xavier might be frozen. Gotta take a screenshot.
No, that's
After an hour at a
He's
party.
just doing an excellent freeze frame of his smile.
I do think that maybe they are at a different location, or maybe they're just I don't think they would just be upstairs, right? Like it doesn't feel like just a trap. It feels kind of like maybe they invited us to something that doesn't actually. Oh,
Womp womp.
It's possible that,
they invited us to a fake party.
well, yeah, they invited us to a fake party. It's either it's a trap or we're here to witness something. Could explain why the garden's not being talked about. Maybe something's happening with them. They're preparing for something.
You saw
Right.
the hand crossbows on that couple you
Yes, I did.
yes. Upstairs.
Oh.
Wonder, is this party just to kill us?
Well, that would suck. I would just hit the firebolt. I could steal so many things.
I don't necessarily. The party might be to kill us, or the party might be to frame us, disgrace us, like she did with Rickon.
That's fine.
Think about it. You know, we're at a fancy party for a politician. If something goes down and we have to fight our way out, this is easily pinned on us as us slaughtering people, causing a ruckus, starting something.
We have to be
It's
careful
a trap through and through.
how we proceed.
Hmm
Well, if that happens, we just leave and don't kill anybody. Just knock a hole in the wall and go home.
Assuming they let us. but most of us can
Honestly,
tell.
I'm not gonna really look for permission. I'm just gonna do it.
Hey, let's go to the rooftop. I like the idea of following.
What are they gonna do? Jump after us?
They can't do that.
Maybe.
I mean, they could.
Let's go to the. I mean, let's just see what's up there. I just want to know.
I would like to know as well.
All right, so I'm gonna use the spell-evator to go up to
Yes.
the rooftop.
You guys use the spell-evator. There is a staff person standing by, and they kind of give you a rundown of like, oh, the exhibits on this floor, this floor, and this floor.
Am
Kind
I
of.
still at the bar?
I assume you're going with everyone.
Okay,
I'm making sure that you're coming with us.
cool.
I start to like you a little bit. I don't want you to die yet.
Yet.
So, you guys get into the spell-evator.
Logan did call me scapegoat earlier.
I did call you scapegoat earlier, because then that way the outcome of this is not on my head; it's on yours. Because
I mean, technically, it's still on your head because you are the game master, and you kind of anyway.
Austin, I don't need that right now.
Of course.
Whatever your players do are your fault, Logan. And-
But making us roll for things and not telling us that.
Then it's kind of my fault.
Totally.
Actually, I will make sure before I go. I will make sure to say to Olnos, I'll say it looks like your pets are getting a little sick. You might want to head home, and I will what is something I can do? Yeah, I'm just gonna say that to him, and I'll just give him a look, like deadpan, and just be like,
Make a persuasion check.
That's a 2.
He says, "Yeah, okay." And keeps listening to the music.
Incredible.
Okay. Okay, I tried to see if you. I mean, I will literally just say out loud, like, it's. Bye, Ghosty. And I'll go upstairs off the elevator.
Why did that make me so sad?
Look, all I'm saying is if there's some kind of attack at this party and that man's pets die, we will kill everybody in this room.
And then ourselves.
Nope. Just them.
Nope, just them. Just them.
So yes. Everyone's waiting in the elevator for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. That's fine.
I know y'all probably didn't hear that, but that was a loud ass crack of thunder outside.
I did not. I just realized I don't have anything that can cause sickness on an animal, or anything. Kind of makes me sad. Everything hurts things.
Maybe if you change out your spells.
Yeah, if you prepared your spells.
You don't understand how bad artificer spells are. You really don't.
So, you
Build
guys
a gun, why don't you?
hop into the. You guys hop into the spell-evator, riding your way up to the garden. After the staff person tries to sort of wave you and slow you down, you're able to kind of brush them off until eventually the spell-evator opens up at the rooftop garden. You see sprawling greenery and flowers. The elemental sort of shield that covers the entire top of the tower that protects it from rain and whatever else is
Still cool
active.
as fuck.
So cool as fuck. Is still active as rain is starting, just barely peppering the top of it. Last time you were up here, there were all sorts of people up here mingling. There was like a little ceremony set up on the stage. This time, everything is empty. There are no people up here. The stage isn't decorated. It's all stripped clean.
Do I see anything?
You hear
Invisible.
you hear a sound of someone weeping. A masculine voiced weeping. You can see somewhat of a shape up on the stage.
I will
Is
run
the
up to
shape
them.
by themselves? Is there anything else on the stage but that
There's
shape?
sort of like, kind of a little bit of a railing, so it's hard to see from the opposite side of the garden.
Is it a big man?
You'll have to get closer.
I will get closer.
I will get closer so I can see with
Same.
my true sight.
I have dark vision, so
Hesitantly follow.
120 feet of it.
Hmm.
As- I will also make sure that I am near an edge of the garden.
Just in case.
Travis is like, I'm gonna jump off this
Coin
goddamn
in
roof.
hand.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Getting a bit closer, probably up to the sort of the back side of the benches that where like the auctions and things would happen.
It's acting like his featherfall coin is gonna expire.
Freaking stingy.
It goes out of date in 2 days.
I gotta use it. He stands up on the bench and jumps off and activates it just to get a use out of it.
If you would like to re-up your subscription,
I should have
Gets
gotten
that
the
mid-fall.
rollover.
Gets that mid-fall.
So you guys make your way forward slowly as this person continues their weeping, and upon further inspection you see a tuxedoed man dressed up, but with a scarred face all the way up, as if it's been dissolved by acid and struck by lightning and burned by fire all at the same time, but in a
Oh,
This
ratty tuxedo with a withered boutonniere, like a disheveled groom on his wedding day,
I know who
knelt over the body of Ithranel and weeping. And that's where we're gonna stop for this session.
No fucking way!
That's what you
You
get
did
for a
it.
dun dun dun.
Race fucking did it, dude.
I would just
who
like
was the
to
one
say
who told him? Was that Donovan?
no.
That was awesome.
That was me.
You Oh my god, you contributed to a domestic murder.
Oh no! Holy shit! Oh god! And this is one of the things we talked about when Varian and Cornelius strategized about it. It's like this could go a lot of different ways, and one of them is this: that he just like gets pissed off and kills her.
you mean best case scenario?
No, not best case scenario. I mean, yes, but no.
What do you mean no? Best case scenario.
Because we
have-
don't have enough evidence to ensure that,
Who cares? She's dead.
and then we won't get paid.
I don't care about getting paid, bro. She's dead.
I'm rich.
I'm
Killing
really
gets
I'm
paid.
not. I live in a ratty-ass single-bedroom apartment that also doubles as my office in the dingiest part of the city.
What do you mean? We just arrest him because he murdered her, and then we blame him for the fact that there's murders around the city.
Oh God. Okay.
Easy, bitch.
But
All
that's
right.
but
It's
also
okay.
like
I have a
that's
backup plan.
lying, because like he only had a stake in some of the murders.
You think?
Oh, I have a plan already.
you
don't
think
worry.
I care?
Exactly.
I already have a plan. I have several actually.
Holy shit.
We're gonna resurrect Ithranel.
The guy
Just
with
to put her in jail.
Just
the guy with multiple
Oh.
abilities and spells to charm people and make them like him and tell him whatever he wants them to.
Wait a minute. I'm
and
just
make
saying.
this work.
I'm just saying. Depending how quickly she died, I can revivify and then kill her again if you want to.
Oh, you monster.
I don't
Well-
think it's like there's a bounty on her or anything.
No. They just
No.
hate her. We just hate her that much.
But I just have to arrest Oleg instead of.
What do you mean? She was dead when we found her.
Yeah, but then you killed her.
Wait a minute. We have a cop witness. We have a cop
Witness.
One time a cop is good.
So,
yeah.
Ian can just sweep this under the rug.
Yeah,
Oh my
Like
God.
police
Or he serves as
always
our
do.
witness. Because, you know. Anyway.
So with that dun 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 cliffhanger, thank you to
Goodness,
Travis and Alan, both of you guys, because there were some alternative routes. We will resolve what.
Was it my role that led to that?
Yes.
Oh.
Because remember, I said that there were like sort of 3 outcomes that I kind of envisioned.
Yeah.
Initially, one was going to happen. Travis did a dun dun dun, so that meant one of the other 2 was going to happen, and that I had you roll and determine which one. So, we will resolve.
Always change the door.
Always
change the door.
Always change the door. So
Yeah,
next,
the inspiration point.
yeah, right. Next week we'll resolve what happens. So that will definitely be the last real session. Then we'll start doing some epilogue stuff. And for people, I don't know if we said it actually. All of this Dilkir invasion stuff, that's going to be sort of an arc or one shot later on in our lives. What'd you say? Never existed?
Never existed.
We'll definitely forget about it and won't happen.
It's okay. We have 3 of the 6 pieces of the time machine. It's fine.
Yeah.
We
So
know
we'll
what the
kind of
plan.
resolve that a little bit later, just so that way we can give this campaign a nice, full, rich close, and then we can start on Icewind Dale in full force. So with that, I have to pee terribly, so Toilet Cat's in the chat. Just subscribe to my Patreon. I put up VODs on YouTube, so go check those out. Follow me on social media, and check out my video game streams this week. And also Shadows over Driftchapel next week. And everyone, guess what? We're going to be back here at the same Sharn time, same Sharn place next week.
Shine.
Wow, that's really... I thought you guys... Whatever. Fine. Whatever.
Shine.